Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. My name is Faye Follower. So there was this particular day I was with a friend, and while we were discussing, she was just letting me on many things that were happening in life, and she told me how that many things were not working and how that she felt she was not doing enough, she was not doing much, and she just kept tearing herself down and doing all of those things. While the conversation was going on, I was asking myself if it's the same person I know. And this is because I know her and I knew the things that she was doing at that time. I felt that she was doing well. Of course, I know that, okay, compared to what she felt she should be doing, she might not have been doing as much, but she was not doing bad as well. So we just talked it through, and the conversation ended on a good note. I know that at one point or the other, we are like this, my friend, right? So there are times like that in our lives where we just feel like we're not doing enough, nothing seems to be working, and it looks as if we are not even making progress and all of that. And at those points, just feel like we are not doing so much, and sometimes we are just discouraged and sometimes almost frustrated. I get it because I've been there several times. But I think one of the things that causes this is the recognition of the dream, vision, or aspiration. So when a person has a very big dream and that person continuously keep the big picture before his or her very eyes, there is usually the likelihood to always feel maybe unsatisfied when that big thing has not been actualized. So we want to just get to that place where we feel that, oh yes, now I'm in control, I've been able to achieve my big dreams and everything. But sometimes we forget that actually the little steps that we make, the little progress that we make are all that culminates into the big picture that we see. So in times where we feel like we are not doing enough, we are not doing so much, and discouragement begins to set in, I think one of the things we could do is just to settle down a little and just quickly think about our lives, think about the little things that we are doing and the importance, the significance of those little things that we are doing. Patting ourselves a little on the back sometimes isn't bad after all. So there is a particular goal we achieve. Instead of just feeling like, oh, I've not achieved that big one that I have in mind. What about this little one that you have achieved? It's worthwhile, right? So just pat yourself on the back and acknowledge the little you've done. Acknowledge the little you've done, then move on, then continue working on the other ones. So it is we can be so much result oriented that we do not even get to celebrate the little wins, we do not get to celebrate the little achievements. So our eyes are just so fixated on the big picture that we do not see that actually the big picture is made up of fragments that come together to make it so big. As much as we would not having this arrival mentality after doing something so little, on the other hand, I feel that there is a need for us to constantly acknowledge the little things that we do, acknowledge them, and move on to the next big thing, to the next, whether big or small thing, however it is. And I think one of the things that was affecting my friend then was because she felt our work was not appreciated, our work was not seen, our work was not acknowledged. And I really had to tell her that, see, you're doing well. Because I could see the work she was doing, and at that point, there were things that she was doing that I was really proud of. Sometimes it could be discouraging when our work cannot appreciated and all. But I think this is one thing we also need to keep in mind: the fact that before people come to cheer us on, we should firstly be our own cheerleaders. So of course, people would not always come and tell you the impact of the work you're doing, not because you are not doing well, but because people are busy with their lives. Like, people are trying to also make their dreams become a reality. So sometimes people can be so caught up um, with the many things they want to do with their lives that they unconsciously just forget to acknowledge, and some deliberately even just leave it. It's not a big deal. You should be your own cheerleader. So even if people do not acknowledge what you are doing, you know why you're doing it, you've seen the big picture, you know you are making progress, just cheer yourself on anyway. So on days when you're down and it looks as if you're not never going to continue because you feel unseen, or you feel your work is not acknowledged, and you just feel like, oh, I'm just going to give up. It's not even about the people in the first place. It's about you and what you want to achieve, and just continue. And I think another thing that makes us feel like we are not doing anything is when we begin to compare ourselves with others. So you see this your friend celebrating this win in terms of their career or other aspects of their lives, and just begin to compare, oh, this person is doing this, so what am I doing with my life? I think that's another thing that make people feel like they are not doing anything with their lives. And I feel that every man's journey is unique, right? So your journey is unique. You just have to own your journey. It's enough of the comparison. Like, I've realized that comparison does a whole lot of harm to people. So whilst we pat ourselves on the back for the little things we achieve, or whilst we celebrate our little wins, I think there's a disclaimer, right? We should not just so much um, settle in the things, little things that we are doing, or in the things that we are doing that we do not aim for a greater height, or we do not aim to achieve greater feats. So while we are doing the little, we should not just say, okay, let me just relax, at least I'm doing it too. We should aim for the best, right? We must continually keep our eyes on the board, keeping our eyes on that big thing that we want to achieve. And we must always also make room for improvement. Yes, I've done something well today, I pat myself on the back, but are there ways I could improve it? Are there things I need to do to move me closer to where I'm going, and all of that? So mediocrity in any way is not allowed. We just keep getting better. A reminder that the seemingly infinitesimal steps that we make are those that culminate into the big picture that we so much admire, desire, and envisage. So yes, appreciate the little wins, but never lose sight of the big picture. I just want to encourage you that your work truly matter. Yeah, you are doing well. Maybe not as much as you think you should be doing, but you are doing well. The steps you're making today is moving you closer to the end. So keep doing the things you're doing with respect to the actualization of your dream and vision. Well, keep improving, keep celebrating yourself, and perhaps you feel like nobody sees you. I want you to know that God sees you. God sees the diligence you're putting into your work. God sees the sacrifices you're making. God sees the discipline and everything you're putting into work. And definitely, everything will be rewarded. Today, I just want to tell you, I celebrate you. Yeah. See you next time.